Hello, my beautiful souls. How are you doing on this Wednesday? Welcome to another day in the studio with Karen McKoy. That's me. Today we're going to be talking about watercolor healing, my favorite brands and tools that I use for my emotional reset. Okay, we're going to give it some time to let everybody get their notification that we're live and we are here. I started out with my good internet so we don't have any problems. I also we have the man that's here doing the burying. We are finally on stage 2 of our new internet. Super excited, super excited. All right, Create Joy Studio. We're going to be talking about some great things today. I'm super duper excited to share some of my favorite things. We might slap some paint on some paper if I have time after I get finished sharing some of my beautiful things, because y'all know I love sharing. Okay, this chair is going to probably get moved. I don't know why it's acting crazy. If you're coming in, come in hitting that thumbs up so that way people can be YouTube can send it. Let's see. What are we doing here? Okay, let's put on our do not disturb. I almost forgot that because until the end of this event. Yes. Hi, Dawn. How are you? I just checked your package. It hasn't been delivered yet. It's still in transit. I was hoping because it was a box, it was going to be different this time. We wasn't going to have all of this, long. Look, let me boot my own video while I'm telling everybody else to boot it. But we got that done. All right, so we're going to give it some time. Let's see. My favorite watercolor tools and brands when I'm talking about something else. But today I'm going to be a little selfish, and I am going to talk about the things that really bring me joy. Last night I had a meeting with 2 young ladies, and it really made me focus on talking about moi. Like I tell people to take care of themselves and do all of the things, like do what I say, but I had to go back and take my own advice. I'm doing okay. Tired from. I know, right? Yeah, William had a doctor's appointment today. It was just 3 weeks because it's been 3 weeks yesterday since his knee replacement surgery, and he is doing exceptionally well, which I can tell, and I'm quite sure he can tell. But we just want to make sure we, go to the doctor and let the doctor say, "Yeah, you're doing a great job." Spent today. Oh, you can get in your garden now. Listen, where did I do with that? Okay. But the guy put down our line for the internet for our fiber optics. Listen, I did a little bit of video, a little mini video, so I can make sure that I remember the process. Because living in the country where I live, that's a blessing. Like out here in rural Alabama, that's a blessing. Let's say that. Because right now my internet is space. It goes up into space. So it's okay, but I'm grateful for it though. But I did what I had to do. Do what I have to do to make it happen. Yes, the snow is finally gone. Okay. Yay. So that means you won't get any more, because I know in Colorado it snowed 12 inches. Like and when I lived in Colorado, we could still get snow up to Mother's Day, May, yes. Which was a little aggravating, but it was great for my peonies. Create Joy Studio palette. We still don't have anything in it. We're waiting on the newness. It's called Roses. Have you heard of Roses watercolor, Dawn? I'm going to put them in there. And then we're getting some some other things. So these might actually be replaced. But I thought it was cute to name this palette Create Joy Studio because I have another one. We put love on it. So we'll see that one. Okay, where are we on our time? Oh, we're 5 minutes. A lot of things. It's really not all of my watercolors. So everything that I'm going to share today, it is my humble opinion. It is what has brought me joy. They are tools that I use. And some things just make me happy just because. It doesn't mean that it costs a lot, because there are some things in my studio that I don't have on my desk, which is the one thing that I love to practice on, is that paper that I told y'all to go to Five Below and get. That Five Below watercolor paper. I don't have it right here. And I said once I sat down, I was not getting up. And that's what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to get up. All right, so we're going to start. Watercolor for me, no, haven't heard about those. Yeah, roses is, let's see. I don't, oh, look, I was trying to look for something to, I thought I had it, but it's a watercolor that's in the UK. She was talking about it, and when she showed it in one of her videos, I was like, oh my goodness. Y'all know if it goes down, it looks like butter on hot toast. It's like, oh, I might need to get some of that. And Jackson's had it on sale. So, you know, I had to treat myself a little bit because, you know, we're playing nursemaid. Not full-time nursemaid because he's doing for himself now. But driving, I'm doing all the driving. And that's a little, I told him today, I'm just tired, boss. I'm tired. Okay, how are we going to start? Let me see. So, let me start out with Team Replay. Team Replay, you've been awesome. You've been great. You guys have been showing up on the replay. Dawn, you was on Team Replay Monday. I thank you for that. And so Team Replay, welcome to another session with me. I'm Karen McKoy. And if you're on Team Replay, you know, you'll get me at the end. I feel like I like starting out with just desk time. And if you're new here, I do use art, especially watercolors, as a tool to navigate through my grief, processing my emotions, you know, kind of keep me in check, right? And it helps me heal. So today I want to share with you share with you some tools. What I got on my desk, some tools, some supplies. I don't know how to really name it all. They're just the things that I use to process and navigate my grief and process my emotions, you know, so that I can heal, right? So especially after I lost my son, this was one of the things that I did was, you know, decided to slap paint on paper. Yeah, that's it. So it's more than tools. They're like a companion in my healing, and that's why I put them in pretty jars. Like, they have to be in pretty jars. I want them to be pretty on my desk, like you are the bee's knees, stuff like that. And then they're right here in front of me, like everything is right here in front of me. This is a hand-painted, not hand-painted, hand-crafted, what do you call it? The thing is, oh my goodness, that clay. Yeah, that stuff. So I got this one off of Christy Rice's website for the lady that does it. She does an amazing job. She's from North Carolina. Pottery. I can't think of the name of it. Yeah, pottery. And so it is, like, it's even stamped on the bottom, made in Stella, North Carolina for Christy Rice. I thought that was just pretty doggone cool. But it's cute, and it just holds things that I reach for every single day. Every time I'm in the studio, I reach for at least one or two of these things in here every day, sitting down. And then I have my brushes who have homes in the head of whatever this thing is called, whoever it is. I got it from Hobby Lobby, and it was just amazing. But it holds my Emma LaFave watercolor brushes. We'll get into the brushes later, but right now it's just things that holds my tools. And I also have a little basket that I got from Archer and Olive a while back that holds like the little things. Like, so let's say I make a plan. I'm going to be on Monday and Wednesday and I'm going to paint. Then I'm using this to kind of put these little things in, especially if they don't come in a palette like this. And that way it's easier for me to keep up with, right? They're just tools. I mean, they're more of my companions. Like, I really, really love them. And I want them to have safe spaces on my studio table. And that's not it. I have plenty more brushes on the back side of back there. We will definitely walk around. If we have time, I'll take the camera down and walk, maybe. Or you can go to I'll link the video to my studio tour and you can watch that. But I have changed the studio around since I did that video. So I feel like I need to do an amendment to it. Yeah, that's what I feel. That's what I feel. Okay, before we dive in, if you haven't already, go ahead, like this video, share it with someone who might need a little pick-me-up today, who might need a little light today, you know? And subscribe to the channel for more healing through art. Like, you get to join us on this journey. That's if you haven't. That's if you haven't. But if you have. Oh, and the other thing I don't want to forget, and I'm going to try to remember throughout the video, is click on the link below if you have not gotten your free affirmation journaling prompts. They're in the description box below. Let's start healing on paper together. You get, because here in the studio, we like to help each other create, and we like to kind of inspire each other to do whatever is going to help us and benefit us, you know, going throughout the day. Okay, so let's talk tools. Here are a few of my favorite brands that help me connect to peace. Okay, tools. Emma LaFave is she is the one I joined when I started doing watercolor. She was the one that I really jumped on the bandwagon of Emma LaFave. If Emma LaFave said it, needed it, then I was all in. These brushes, she did not lead me astray. Originally, she only had a box, and I do not have the box. The box is so doggone pretty, but it's over there because I kept it. And so originally it was, I don't know. I do know it was something like this. Oh, I can do the ones that look the oldest. So let's say that. Let's say that. They were 5 brushes. I think it started out with 5 brushes. I know a little one was in there. Okay. So I started off with Walmart, or what was that store? Hobby Lobby brushes. And then as I was doing different techniques and stuff, if they were using a certain brush and my flower didn't come out, like, I was like, oh, I need their brush. That's how I really got I got Emma LaFave brushes. And I will say the bristles, it made a difference because, you know, when you spend $1 or $2 on a brush, you're getting what you pay for, really. But when you're starting out, that's really all you need. Like now I can make $1 brush work. Like I can make $1 brush do what it do. Because it really wasn't the brush. It was, you know, user error. Okay, so Emma LaFave had the 5 brushes. So I got these brushes from Crafty Mo. Then I saw her hubby. Yes, her husband was live because she's in Europe. Absolutely. He was doing the stuff. And I'm going to go back and look at the replay because I was at the doctor's office and I didn't want to. I wanted to, but I didn't. Because I want to check out some of the things. Because I was one of the ones that asked about the recording and how she does some of the things. You know, we're trying to be great here on the channel. Because I want to make the experience great for you guys. Lighting is important. Like that shadow that's going on right now, I don't like it. However, it is what it is. And I'm not going to stress over it. But so these brushes, okay, and then we moved past that. Then she came out with a subscription box. 12 months of Emma LaFave boxes, watercolors, and we got little samples. Where is that? We got little, like, these are her art that she did that we could, you know, keep. These are actually stickers, but I didn't want to. But we got how-to tutorials and all that. So that made it even better. I did that on my own, and I did a bike. Oh my goodness, it's not cute, but I did. She inspired me to want to do more with my watercolor. And as I was using her brushes, it was helping me realize, like, I was healing. Like, I just kind of one day was just like, oh, I got to do this. I got to do that. And then next thing you know, I'm enjoying every stroke. The paint just reminded me that I was being still. I was breathing. And I was healing, guys. That's it. I wasn't trying to be an artist, you know, because it helps me to reset my mind. So I wasn't worrying about what I was putting down on paper with the brushes. But I was paying attention after I was putting stuff down on paper that I was healing. Like I was like, this was really calming and it was cool. So when we would be on the Zooms, and they're like, Karen, what you doing? I'm just over here slapping paint on paper. That's how slapping paint on paper got started. Totally. Okay, Emma Fave brushes are my ultimate favorite. But y'all, I got some coming, and they're by Tammy K. So, but they're different than these. So we're gonna check those out too. And we're gonna add them. I already know they're gonna be great because what she does with hers is amazing. These are some that I picked up at Hobby Lobby. This one was a Hobby Lobby Master's Touch round. I love round because I love doing my roses. But I also like this little Studio Synthetic by Jackson. And I got it. It wasn't expensive. And I thought this one was opal and mint. So I'm always inspired. Remember I told you we like to inspire each other. And so I don't think if somebody mentions and it's just like, hey, try this, try it, whatever. Then for me, I'm just like, let me try that and see how it works for me. And then if it does work, then hey, it works. But I didn't think I was going to like a little brush because I will say with Emma Fave, I did get little brushes. And let me show you the rest of, this is the rest of Emma Fave's collection. Because we got 2 brushes a month with her subscription box. And we got paint. So we got four watercolor little half pans, 2 brushes, and then we got a surprise or whatever she gifted us. It was an amazing 12 months to always go to the mailbox. So this one holds most of them, but her little brush was this one. And I think when I compare and look at the 2, minus the barrel and all of this, I think it's more that this one was more for detail, mini detail. And this one was for long stroke detail. I guess. I don't know. But that's not what I'm comparing today. I'm just showing you my favorite tools. And these brushes, some of these have not been used. I will say. Because remember I told you I already had some of her brushes. So some of them was just a repeat for me. And I'm okay. But they cute sitting up there. Okay, these are the brushes. All right, let's go on. Tools. When you talk about tools, I have to have my bucket that I got when we were me and Talia went to see Dina Wakely in Tampa, Florida. And we went to my favorite restaurant to eat at. I can never think of the name of it. And I was looking to see if it was on this bucket, but it's not. And so I use mine for water. And Talia, I think, used hers for brushes. I think that's what she said. My spray bottle is one of my favorites, of course. It's a distress sprayer that I use to wet up my palette. Okay. That is like, you can get any kind of sprayer. You don't necessarily have to get this one, but this one is one that I use also with my oxide. So that's why it's all fancy. But I also, we got one of those as a gift from Emma too. And I think it's in my go bag. Okay, those are my brushes. Now let's get into the fun stuff. Oh, I forgot Princeton watercolor brushes. They're not over here. They're way over there. But Princeton, and there's another one. Princeton, and I can't think of these names of this brush. It's a little funky, but I don't use them every day. Princeton I do use every day. So Princeton Velvet Touch, that is one of my favorite brushes too. Okay. Now, let's go and talk about paper, because I feel like when you go from brushes, you should go to paper. I thought Arches was my favorite watercolor paper. Arches is my favorite watercolor paper to put commission work on. If I'm going to sell it, I'm going to put it on Arches watercolor paper or Fabriano. Now, Fabriano is my all-time favorite, is my go-to. This one isn't 100% cotton, but this one is 140 pounds. It's from Italy. Could be why I like it. Not sure. But I love, love, love this watercolor. It's thick enough to hold all of my tears, because y'all know I cry sometimes. And it catches my tears, and I keep on painting. I use my tears with, my watercolor. Every stroke I paint reminds me that I'm still here. Just like me. I have fallen in love with this 100% Balking Fort. I got this from Jackson. Jackson sent me some samples, and this was one of the ones I was just like, oh my goodness. I like this with my granulating watercolors. Okay. This works out even better because it's 100% cotton. And when you kind of pay attention to When you first starting out, I didn't pay attention to paper. I just, whatever paper I got, I just painted, slapped the paint down. I didn't really care. But now here we are. Let's fast forward 3 years. No, 4 years. I've been here maybe almost 5 years. Yes, because Joshua's been gone. It'll be 6 years this year. Oh my goodness, time waits on no man. But I didn't care about paper. So now I pay attention to paper. I also make junk journals, not junk journals. Well, I do make junk journals, but I make art journals. So when I'm going to sell an art journal, I pay attention to the paper. I want the paper to be 140 pounds. So that way, if it is strong enough for me, then the person that's going to get the art journal, because that's most of the time what people ask me is, what kind of paper is it? What kind of paper is it? So that's one of the things that I do pay attention to with my paper. Now, the 100% cotton, it's a little tricky. If you want me to do a video talking about why it's tricky, how it's tricky, leave me a comment below and I will give you my humble opinion on why I think it's tricky compared to my Fabriano paper, or I can't say my less expensive papers, because it speaks as to why it's tricky when you go talking about less expensive paper. But when you're talking about higher end papers, $15, $16, $25, it kind of, you don't want to really play with that. Okay, so Bocking Fort and Fabriano are the two that I will grab. Canson, we could go down the list, but these are my number 2 grabs. And I like this because it's in this. But I am going to get a bigger thing, and I'm going to make my own because I have a cinch. I think that thing's called a cinch, where I can make my own. Leo so graciously blessed me with it. And I pulled it out to put it, literally, I'm looking at it right now. So it's like, hey, you know you can make your own, right? I was like, yeah, I do. So we're going to do that. All right, that's paper. Trying to move everything to the left once I've used it. All right, I showed you that. Now we're going to talk about, I'm trying to save my watercolors, the actual watercolors, for last. So now I'm just going to kind of do a little bit of tools. If you don't do watercolor, these are 2 of my other things that are number 1, have to be with me. I love them to be with me because it's my planner. It's my everything. I don't necessarily watercolor in it, but I have. This paper holds up very well. Where is it? So I put watercolor in it because I want to make sure that if I decide to watercolor in it, it was going to be able to hold up. So it did. But I have these needle pen micron that I got. I got these from Temu or whatever it's been, however you pronounce it. But they work great. I love, the way that they write nice and small. Or we have, when we're talking about pens, we have a cup full of Sharpies in all the colors. And then on the other side, we have watercolor pencils. I'll show you some of those when I dig in my go bag. Okay, that is that. Now, these are the things that really, really, oh, that failed, bring me joy. And when I say bring me joy, these are things that are, like, for some people, they're just art supplies. But they have been tools to help me rebuild my life. Like every stroke, like I said earlier, reminds me that I'm still here, I'm still breathing, and I'm still healing. Because how many of you know that grief doesn't go away? You continue to grieve as long as you're alive. And when grief will go away? When I'm dead. Okay. Now, my other tools is having something great, because I like tubes more than I like palettes with paint in them. When I squeeze out of the tubes, I want to have nice little plates. I got these from Hobby Lobby when they had spring on sale. They were on clearance, so I got them for like $2. And then I got this, like, it's pretty. Y'all know I like pretty things. And I got this when I did my granulating. Oh yeah, these were missions. These are missions in here. Why? Because I thought it was cute. Michael's has their clearance going on, so I'm going to look and see if I can get 2 more of these. Not so much that I necessarily, how can I say, it's not that I would need it, it's just that, let's say if I have some guests in the studio, I think this is a good thing to give them their watercolor samples in, and and to use them. I think it's cute. I do not use it for eggs. Didn't want to, right? Okay, Dawn, that's cool. Thank you. So at the end of the day, I just think it's cute. So have something to put your paints in, your watercolors in. If you don't have a palette, like, and the difference is what I'm saying is this is a palette, so you put your paints are in. So this is a difference. When they come in a tube, I squeeze them out on here or squeeze them in here. That's the difference. All right. All right, let's take these and move these on. I have a technique that I'm going to use to get all this paint out of the way. And this is glass, by the way. So it will break. So I have to be very aware. All of this is glass that you can hear. Okay, let's move on. Now, I also have this. I put paint in here too. But mostly this goes along with, let's say if I'm going to go outside, then I'll take some watercolor brushes. I'll take a paint. I'll take a little pad, whatever kind of paper, and, you know, kind of collect everything in here. And then I'll go outside and paint, because I do go outside and paint. So this little pan is good for, you can also use this for mixing paints. I haven't done it yet to mix paints up in it. I pretty much use it to collect things and keep things together. That's what I use it for. But you can slap some paint in here and mix it, use it for a mixing palette. You definitely can, but I don't. All right, let's put that there because that's going to be one of my favorite things to show you. All right, let's move this and then put this back over here. See, we're trying to keep this stuff together so it don't fall, make a mountain over there. All right, what's we going to go next? We're going to go, this is my favorite. I had been looking because I wanted to be able to do this, and I wanted to be able to do this. I think that's the last one. Yep. This paint, the stamp, it's a stamp. So, and I wanted to be able, so I could do this. I think this is just so amazing. This is Talia. Talia had me, suggested me to start swatching out my colors. Because before, again, when I started watercoloring, I didn't care to do none of the things. All I wanted the paint to do was to come out of the tube, go onto the paper, go into the pan, or wherever it needs to go. And then I was going to put it on paper to me. But then, you know, when you move on and you really start paying attention to it, then that's when you kind of want different things. So these stamps right here, I wanted because I wanted to do this. Aren't those colors yummy? Aren't those colors yummy? They're just so doggone pretty. And by the way, this is Fabriano paper. And this is another way when I want to paint flowers, I get to come in here and it's like, oh, that purple is the purple I need. And then I go and get the green, or that green, or that green, or I mix them two to get, you know. So I get to come and be like, oh, no, that's the green for me, right? That is great. And these are, let me think about who these are. These are Mission granulating two-tone tourmaline. I have to remember what they are. Tourmaline watercolors, granulating watercolors. Makes a difference. Okay, and this big old pad is a 140 pound. It's 11 by 15. It is by Fabriano. See, all my swatches, I guess, kind of end up here because I want them all on one page. And then after swatching, of course, we have to paint. This is why I say it handles. Whatever you throw at it, it handles, right? It's thick enough to hold all of the mediums. This is, I did this, I forgot what, that's why I said I need to start writing ledgers and stick a sticky note on it. Okay, let's move on, because I'll get stuck in a spot. All right. Oh, and this is a stamp. That's what I was doing, the stamp. I wanted these because these are inks, so I wanted to be able to see the ink. So when I want to use them for my mixed media, I'll be like, okay, I want that one, I want that one. So stuff that makes it a little bit easier. And I got this from Christy Rice. So I got the box from Christy Rice. Let's pull hers out so I can separate. This one is not, this one. So when you get this box from Christy Rice, you're going to have, as you can see on the box, it has jars, it has squeeze tubes, and it has the nameplate. Where did I get that one from? I'm trying to. Oh, this came off another one. This didn't come off of this one. Okay, but stamps is another thing that I include with watercolors. See the squeezing of the tubes? You get to see. Let's see, maybe if I put it down, you can see it better. Where's a piece of paper? Well, and then with that, you also get, it comes with pens, all of the tools, basically. That's what it is. That's just basically the tools that comes in this little box, and you get to see. Right, there you go. There you go. Hopefully that focuses too. Hopefully. So you can see the box, because I love this swatching stamps. So it's a set of 16 stamps, and it's for joyful painting swatching, which I love. Like, and then you get to put them on there and put the names on there. So these are by Christy Rice. You can look her up on YouTube. Now, well, you can look up her on YouTube, and it comes with a block to put the stamp on, and it comes with water-resistant ink. I'll link that. I'll put that in the description box below for Team Replay. But I love. That's why this stays on my desk. It stays literally up under where I can grab it. All right. Oh, I meant to put, and this one I got off of Amazon. I don't know what it was. It says Paint Power by Dina somebody. But I like that one because that one had the tube. Anything that's going to let me have fun in the studio while I'm slapping paint on paper. You don't always have to paint. Like, you do not always have to paint. You don't. That's another thing. You don't always have to paint. You can do stuff like that. All right. Now we're going to go into the boxes. So now we're going to talk about my watercolors. I'm going to talk about our watercolors. And I have... Okay, first let me give the disclaimer. Don't judge me. But if you do, it's okay too. This is a part of my daily routine, not because I'm trying to be an artist. Like, I'm not trying to be an artist, but these are the things that it affords me to do. Watercoloring, slapping paint on paper, affords me to make cards. This is Dawn. Dawn has me making my art into cards. Like, this is what you can do. How can I say this? The end result is endless. Like, you can literally, this is a card that I can send to someone. And I made it. Like, it's my handmade art, right? And that really, really, really works for me. Now, this box, if you've been watching my channel, you know the history of this box. I got it at a Goodwill. It's a regular old art box that I got. And I painted it. Dawn inspired me to decoupage it. So we have decoupage, paint. It's just a little Mod Podge of all the things. Because why? That's what we do. That's what we do. Love it. All right, let's open this sucker up. This holds some of my favorites. We're going to start. Let's see. I'm going to start with what's in here. Then I'll flow over to what's on my desk. How about that? Now, in here, we also have a Christy Rice palette. This is my travel palette. I've traveled with this palette several times. This palette has gone with me. Where was I going? Colorado. It fits nice and neatly in my watercolor. I have a travel bag that I pack all of my stuff in. I should have put that over here because that's my go bag. I have a mini go bag and I have a big one that I put everything in. But these are Christy Rice colors, and it's the palette that's called Making Art for Joy's Sake. And that's how I stumbled on her, because I put in Joy in the YouTube channel, Joy in watercolors, and she popped up. Because why? I was trying to get my joy back. So I was looking for YouTube videos that was talking about joy and watercolor. And there she was. And so I've been following her at faithfulness ever since. All right, so that's that palette. So that stays in here. My new obsession is Jasper Stardust. Again, Christy Rice. Slap some of his paint on. They're handmade. I love, love, love handmade watercolor paints. They just kind of go on the paper differently. They just do. So that's Jasper, handmade. Then we have Deep, Deep Light. These colors are amazing. I have already swatched them. I will try to link videos to where I've put these on paper, make flowers out of them. So we can put those right there. Then we have Marry Blue is in here twice because Marry Blue is in my Peg and All palette. That, how about it? Slapping paint on paper. You see it. This is another one of those things. Talia inspired me. And Peg and All is in there. So I thought this was amazing. Have several things. But I like the fact that I got to put my Slapping Paint on Paper logo, business logo on, like on here. And it's nice and grungy and nice and used. And it has a little flap that kind of tucks in. It's a leather flap. And if you know anything about Peg and All, AWL, you know that their stuff is quality. And there you go. And that fits. So that has Marry Blue watercolors in it. I said you were going to see them twice because I got this tin and I put Marry Blue. I had two different sides. These colors are over here. Let's see. Do I have a cheat sheet in the bottom? Usually I do a cheat sheet. I do not. So these are Marry Blue watercolors. And these are Marry Blue watercolors. And so they're in here. Then we have another Christy Rice palette. I love the palettes. I love pretty palettes. Be Watercolor Curious. I love it. When you open this up, now this houses my Dots and Dust. She did watercolor, handmade watercolors. She still has some, I think, in her shop. I'll link her shop below as well. But these are all handmade. I've kind of slowed down on using them because I don't want them to go away. And once they're gone because she doesn't make them anymore. But this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 was a set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 was a set, or either vice versa. I know these were together. And they were cute. So that's in my Be Curious watercolor palette. Etcher. If you like Etcher. These vibrant colors. They're fun. Etcher. They're in here. And I like them. I don't love them. I like them. But usually when I'm doing something, it's something different. But I like them. I just don't love them. And that has nothing to do with Etcher. That's just my own personal thing, what I'm doing with my watercolors. That's just it. Okay, let's put these. So these are in the box. How was that in there? There we go. So these are in my art box. And they're housed in there. So let's move on. Let's keep moving. But every morning when grief feels like it's going to knock the hell out of me, that's why I come in the studio and I get to come in here and play around with all my watercolors, right? And it makes me feel better, right? Because remember, I have to remind myself to reset my mind. It's my way of basically checking in with myself and asking myself, like, hey, Karen, are you okay today? How are you feeling today? Like, you really need to check in with yourself. Ask yourself, what are you doing? How are you feeling? Who are you serving today? If you're not serving you first, you need to kind of rethink that a little bit. Because you can serve other people better when you feel good, right? So maybe today you're watching this and you're in a place where it's hard to even ask yourself that question. I get it. Been there, done that. Like, it took me a minute. And even some mornings, I don't want to ask myself, I feel like crap. Or I feel like a pile of dog poo, right? I get it. That's just it. Okay, I have a message for mothers. Because after the couple conversations this week, as a mother of 7 children, I did not give myself permission to sit down and take care of myself first. That makes sense. So to every mother out there, if you're watching, if you're on Teen Replay, or if you're in the live chat, and you're watching, who feels like you're being pulled in 1,000 directions, I get it. And I'm giving you permission. Shauna Klingeman used to have, I still have them, permission slips. And I need to pull them out. Like, give yourself permission to pause because you matter. Like, you cannot pour into others if you can't pour from an empty cup. Like, I have 2 glasses right here. They are empty. There's nothing in them. I don't care how much I want to slap paint on paper and I want to use this water. I cannot because these glasses are empty. You cannot pour into other people if your cup is empty. If you're empty, you just can't do it. And if you do try to do it, you're gonna kind of be mad, angry, bitter, or whatever. You're just not gonna be the best version of yourself, right? This is why I'm sharing my tools of how I've done it. It's not something that my son died on October the 4th, and October the 5th, I was slapping paint on paper and I was like, okay, great, you can do. No, it took me a year. I had to take time to really ask the question, Karen, how are you doing? What do you want? Because why? I had already buried a daughter and a granddaughter. I already knew what grief was like. I already knew what loss of losing a child was all about. And I did know that I did not want to do it the way I did it before. Hate having a real what do you call it? I hate having a history of, oh my God, I've done this before. Oh, I don't want to do it that way. But I did. So I had to accept where I was in my life, and that was just it. I want you to take care of you first. It's not selfish. It's survival, and it's sacred. So if you're a mother out there and you're watching, go buy some flowers. That's what me and my daughter do. We like to go buy flowers and play in the dirt. I also leave out of here. So when I leave out of here today, I'm going to go out in the yard. I'm going to mow the yard, mow the lawn. I have 10.5 acres here, and I mow 8 of them 10. Mr. McKoy mows 2 of those. And believe it or not, he's even mowed them with since he's had his knee surgery. That was part of his getting out there, seeing if he can do it. And so he mowed. Breathing with your hand over your heart. Just give yourself that space. Do that, right? Okay, team replay. Don't forget, download the free affirmation journaling prompts in the description box below. Or if you're watching live and you haven't done it, don't forget, grab that affirmation, because what you can do is put those affirmations in your planner or somewhere else on a sticky note. Let them guide you back to yourself. Right? And if today's video, listen, remember, if today's video speaks to you and if it makes you feel like you want peace, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Let's grow this healing community one moment at a time. Y'all, we're already at 600 subscribers. I'm super duper excited. Okay, we're going to keep going because now we're getting down to the loves of my life. And I'm going to have to put them up here together because I can't say that one is better than the other. It's like being married to one husband. My husband is just like, I can't compare him to anybody else. Why? Because he's what I got right now, and I ain't finna go out there and try to find somebody else to see what the difference is. Dawn said, that's what I did today. Played in the dirt, planted so many strawberries. Oh my goodness, nice. Dawn, now when do y'all deal with the bees? Okay, this right here is, oh my God, am I going to forget it? What's that paint? It starts with the aura. Jackson sent me a sample of it when it sent me my watercolor paper and some other things. So this is, I like it. I'll have to look it up and put it up there. He's a good man. No, he's not a good man. He's a great man. I mean, I'll have to say he's a great man. He gets on my nerves. At the end of the day, I mean, that comes with, that's par for the course, right? It's grass on the golf course. You got to have the grass in order to be able to hit the ball in the hole. So that's that. Okay, okay. And pause. See, I get excited when these come out, because when these come out, they just, oh. Mr. McKoy, did you get Bailey cranked up since you're on the live, or are you still outside? Bailey is our. These are Mission Magello tourmaline two-tone granulating watercolors that I put them in the box. Y'all, I haven't even touched them. I just put them in their sacred little box because I got this for travel. I used them with my other one, and that pottery thing that I got from Meeden is huge, so I didn't want to put it up on the thing. I wanted to be able to have other things. Hopefully we'll be open the hive to see what it looks like in there. Okay, so question. Y'all, I pause and ask Dawn this question. So with the bees, because y'all know this is how Dawn and I became like YouTube friends, talking about bees. Now that you've gone through winter, are the bees still, do they thing in the chat? Just a little bit. because I can't remember if I asked that question in the past. Because the bees around here, carpenter bees, I don't like. Regular bumblebees, I love. But the carpenter bees, no bueno. Okay, these are my Daniel Smith. Okay, and when I tell you, Talia got me hooked on Daniel Smith. Granulating textures when I start using Daniel Smith. She sent me some samples. And I didn't pay attention to what it did or whatever. I just liked the way it went on the paper. They made my flowers look beautiful. And I was like, okay, we will do more Daniel Smith. I believe Daniel Smith is what replaced that Winsor & Newton Copner. No, I'm in Clayton. What do you mean? Did you drive OMG? Wait a minute. What are you saying? Mr. McKoy, did you drive? Lord have mercy. Everybody pray. I'm pretty sure I lost my bees over the winter. It got too cold. Oh, so is there something you do? Like, how would you, like, how do we redo? Like, do you have to re-catch some bees? Like, it was -20 for 2 hours. Like, is there some people that do, like, you put lights up? Like, that's pretty interesting. We'll talk about that later. I don't, like, hey, but somebody might be interested. I'm waiting on Mr. McKoy to chime in. Did he drive? Because he says, no, I'm in Clayton. Well, we live in Clayton. I just want him to kind of confirm, did he go to Clayton? Did he drive? Because we talked about that today, but hey, if you drove, cool. That mean I ain't got to drive you no more. I just got released from drive duty. That's what that means for me. All right, Daniel Smith. Daniel Smith is my number one. Love them, love them, love them. Some of their colors are granulating. A beekeeper will get another box of bees. Interesting. I might have to look into some bees. I might have to do that because I'm very curious about the bees. Very curious. Bees, man, that will go. Listen, that's a whole nother live because bees are very resilient, I think, in their flight with their wings and how big their body is, and they still move about their day. Okay, let's get back to painting. My tools. Okay, these are, like, I can't remember the name of this. I feel like I need to, let's see if I can, I just need to. Colors, watercolor paint, because the watercolor it starts with a, oh my goodness, don't do that now. Watercolor paint, it starts with a Roman. That's what it is. I knew I was Roman. I knew it started with an R. This right here is Roman. I don't know how to pronounce the last. It's SZMAL. That's what this only one right here is. All of the rest of these are Holbein granulating watercolors. But this is the one where I said I was going to put, these are the ones that are going to go here. It's going to be Romans. They're going to be like, well, roses and then the Romans. That's what's going, the new ones are going to go in there. Because roses are going to be in tubes, so I'm going to squirt. Yes, getting the, Lord have mercy. Boy, the doctor done told him ooh, okay, buddy. All right. Be safe, Mr. McKoy. Be safe. That's all I can say. Be safe. Okay. So these are granulating, Holbein granulating watercolors. They became, like, I don't know if you can see that. Like, you can see the blues. You can see, it's more than, so when you say, I'll link, that's what I'm going to do. I will link the video where I talk about the granulations and the watercolors. I'll link that video to the end of this live once it processes through, because that's a whole nother video, which I've already done. So that's in the Love palette. Daniel Smith is in just a regular, not a regular, but, you know, rainbows. Okay, and then the Mission, which were the great ones. Love them. Okay, but Daniel Smith, the texture and all of that, it works. And the messiness in my grief, kind of, Daniel Smith was really talking to it. Okay, we're going to move those over there. Now, I think I think this is the last one. Watercolor. This is a gallo. I feel like I'm missing one. I feel like I am because Mary Blue, Daniel Smith. Like when you have a whole bunch of them, you don't want to leave anybody out. But this one is a gallo, and a gallo is another one that I tried out just minimal colors, and then that way I haven't gotten any more of these because a gallo is, as you can see, I've dug into it and I fell in love with granulating watercolors, and that kind of put the a gallo and other things on a halt. That's why these are just right here. And Daniel Smith is my go-to palette. It is. And Marry Blue and Mission. Marry Blues are great too. Okay? But remember, when I have to check into myself, I'm usually pretty much going to come on in here, and after I kind of do my devotional. It's either hit or miss. It's either in the morning or even in the evening. For me, just for me, this is Karenology. This is just the way Karen functions, right? If I don't feel great in the morning, like when I ask myself that question, or if I feel like I don't even want to ask myself that question, then I'll come straight in the studio and I'll start doing something with the paint. And then I'll do my devotional that way, because I don't want to leave or be around anybody, and I'm not giving myself space to have a real conversation even with God, right? And most of the time my devotion, like I said, I have my planner, which is my it's my planner, but it's also my devotional. It's also my business planner where I put my business stuff, what I'm going to do, what scripture I need to read. That's what it is. So if I'm not able to do that in the room, then I'll come in the studio and then I'll give myself time, because when you're in a funky mood, you could be tempted to just turn over and stay in the bed. And I don't want to do that. I tell myself, get up, girl. We're going to do something. Now, this is my travel bag that my buddy made me. This one goes into the travel stuff. So this is my favorite travel bag. I have all kinds of travel bag. But because my buddy made me this bag, this is why this one became important. In here, I have my cup. I have paper. I have washi tape, just in case I want to put it around the edges. I have brushes in here, and I have watercolor pencils in here. My sprayer was in here, but I took it out. Watercolor pencils. These are some of the little brushes I was telling you guys earlier that I got from, I think these came from Temu, and these are amazing brushes. So if a pencil for sketching, kind of get into sketching. My Christy Rice travel brushes. I've shown you guys these brushes. These are amazing. They open up to be a nice big brush, and all of her things have a name, and this is Art for Joy's Sake. So that is another thing. Like Christy Rice is doing her thing, but I love that it's silver. Look at these two colors, and this color is my business color. We like that. We love that. All right, these are my favorite things, y'all. These, look, I'm like Oprah. These are, I can't say just a few of my favorite things because I feel like I showed you a lot. But these are the things that I use to keep my mind in peace. These are the things that gets me through the storms of life. And every day is a chance that I need to rediscover who I am. I need to reclaim my peace. And I need to renew my joy every single day. Okay, everything around me, I feel like that's it. That's it. We're gonna leave with the box. I feel everything. Now listen, that is not everything in my studio. Those are my watercolor tools and my favorite brands that right now, and we're gonna say right now, that are making me happy. You know what I'm saying? Okay, thank you guys. Listen, I thank y'all for taking the time. But remember, keep slapping paint on paper and keep healing, because that's what I'm going to do. Like, that's what we need to do every single day. And remember, if you know someone that would like this video, or you feel that someone needs some light in their life, or needs to maybe decide if they want to do watercolor, share the video and ask them to subscribe to the channel, because we'll do some painting and doing some things. But today was more about what I have on my desk, what I use, not so much as even how I use it, but how I box it up. And then when you look at these pretty palettes, like when I get off of here, I'm gonna use Etcher, because I really feel like I need to go in and I really need to take notes about this. I just couldn't remember. I can't remember what it is, but when I want to see some vibrancy on my flowers, I use Etcher. Okay. All right, all right, all right. So take a moment for yourself right now. Take a deep breath. Breathe in and breathe out. Remember to take care of yourself. Remember, I want you to journal. I want you to do something that is just for you. Mine just happened to be watercolor. Remember, nobody comes in the studio unless they're invited. Mr. McKoy, I'm not going to say he could care less about being in the studio, but he doesn't bother me in my studio, and I'm very much so grateful for that, because it's my place of peace. My thing is, there are 3 R's of my life, is rediscover, reclaim, and renew your joy. Rediscover who you are, reclaim your peace, if it's peace you need to reclaim, because everybody doesn't necessarily have peace that they, need or whatever. So that's just how it is. Hold on. Okay. Now we're going to... Oh, if you're in the chat, tell me, what was your favorite thing that I shared? And if you're on Team Replay, give me, tell me out of all the things that I showed, what was your favorite thing? Like, I showed watercolors, watercolor brushes, but I think the only thing that you can say was which one, the palettes maybe, the boxes that I house my stuff in. Let's put you in here. You can go in here. Oh, I knew I was forgetting one. There it is. This is Daniel Rowney. I like his too. He's in the box too. Okay, that's closed up. But we're gonna slap some paint on some paper. Right? Not now, but I'm going to slap some paint on some paper when I come back in. Okay, just drive safe. Drive safe. Listen, I'm hungry, so I'm going to have to get... Dawn said, all of it? Really? All of it? Listen, I'm here for it. I'm really going to do, since if this live did great and people like this live, I'll probably do a walkthrough of my studio. I'll probably do a video, because I want it to be so I can talk about all the things, because I've done some new things in the studio, and it was some things that I did because I needed to make it a little bit more smoother for me. And when I say smoother, I mean when I look at certain corners in my studio, I wanted it to be for me. I wanted it to be my thing, right? That's just what it was. Okay, if you're on Team Replay, don't forget to get your affirmation, your journaling prompts. You just click in the description box below. Okay? And remember, if you're on a journey and you happen to have lost a child, or you've lost a loved one, or you are on the grief journey, you're not alone. You can find peace even in the storm of life. Like I was telling somebody yesterday, I was like, even if you're sitting in a pile of poop, you can find peace. Like, you literally can find peace, even sitting in the mess of life, right? So don't let life really weigh you down. You got this. You got this. You got this. I believe in you. I really do. I really do. All right. All right. All right. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Where are we? Where are we? Hello. Let's go. I have to get something to eat. I don't know why I'm hungry. I feel like I know why I'm hungry. You know why? Because it's been since maybe his appointment was at 12. It's been since 11:30 since I ate. That's why I'm hungry. That's why I'm hungry. There we go. Oh, the do not disturb popped on. I don't want it. Okay. Here's the thing. Here is the thing. I want you to really focus on one thing. Remember, I told you that you can Get you, if painting, if what I did, if all the watercolors and all the things that I just showed is not your jam, you're just like, I come here just to hear what you have to say. I don't want to do none of that. I still challenge you to get a book, just a little book. My book is not up here, but it's just a little book that I got. And you can use Sharpies, something as simple as Sharpies or pens, journal your emotions. Let's say you say, I don't want to journal. You don't have to. Pick a word. Use the download sheet that I provide for you in the download. Click on that link in the description box below to get it. You can use those words to kind of start you on emptying out your brain. That's what I want you to do. Because why? We can't pour from empty cups. We can't pour from empty places. That is my whole point, is I was trying to do life like life hadn't happened to me. And that was just the wrong thing for me to do. Now, once I got all of those thoughts out of my head and I started looking, and it's like, wait, God, I want my joy back. God, I want to be able to smile without crying. God, I want to just show up without being angry. God, I want to show up and people not see me and say, oh, she's sad because she lost her son. I wanted to be able to show up and so people can see the light of God, see that God is still carrying me through, because I haven't arrived. Y'all know when I'm going to arrive? When I'm dead. All right, guys, we're going to get off of here. And Mr. McKoy just got me, like, he did good by just not even telling me. Now I'm just like looking like, is that him? Anyways, the thing. But he was supposed to go practice on the back 10. There's whole 2 acres that I was talking about. He was supposed to get in a truck and go back there and see how maneuvering the pedals was supposed to work for him. But you know what they say about a hard head. You know. All right, guys. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. I am happy that we are growing. We are 600 strong. And I can say that we do have returning viewers, people that didn't subscribe to the channel and, just kind of, how people just drop it. I am grateful for those. Team Replay, thank you for showing up. Again, take care of you, because you can't take care of you. No, you can't take care of anyone else unless you take care of you. Take care of you first so you can serve everyone else from that happy place. Love you guys. Bye.